Hey guys, Dolly here, and we're back with another video for the channel, and this time we're playing Slay the Spire, and we're gonna do a defect run. The defect plays differently than the silent and the iron clan. It introduces the orb mechanic to the game, which can only be found in the defect's arsenal. The entire mechanic is a tad bit hard to explain, so I'll let my gameplay speak for itself. If you like what you see, consider leaving a like on the video. If you want to stay updated with the channel's happenings, consider subscribing and support the channel. Subscribe does indeed go a long way and support YouTube creators. And without any further ado, let's begin. I didn't know what else to pick for the choice with the whale, so I just, went with what I saw first, which is, the random upgrades. Yeah, I know it's not the best choice, but then again, the video is entitled The Best Way to Play the Defect. So I'm just going with anything. There is an option with the whale interaction that gives you the ability to almost one-hit kill the first 3 floor opponents. But I didn't went for that to give myself a tad bit more challenge, but then again, the first few floors aren't really that tough. The starting relic that the Defiant has grants it a lightning orb at the start of any fight. Lightning orbs deal damage after you end your turn, and there are cards that really make lightning orbs OP, so I hope that we do come across some or any of these cards in question. Like I said, the first few floors aren't really that hard to mount. Oh damn, is this question mark note? I just started the run, so I doubt I'll be able to get anything from the fire spirits. I hope the game considers this as a good card or offering to the purple fire spirits. I'm still relatively new to Slay the Spire, so my game knowledge isn't that great. Huh, I didn't hear a lot there. That's gonna be a problem since I just burned the first good card that I got. Oh no. Yeah, I know this isn't the best route to go through since I don't have any coins yet to spend in the market. Yeah, I shouldn't have bothered going to the shop floor. I don't even have cash to buy market relics. The enemy isn't that tough. It's just a bird cultist person. They're just going to buff themselves in their next turn. So this should be a relatively easy enemy floor. Like I said, it's a relatively easy enemy floor. We barely took any damage from the bird cultist. That's another enemy floor down. The floors are still relatively easy since we just started out the run. I just realized that I shouldn't have bothered going to shops this early because I can't buy any relics, There's no gold, no relics. It's a shame, really. It's just a 7th floor, so it's just a slime and a wolf looking enemy. I do like the dark ones though. They can deal a big by amount of damage if you just use them. However, they do take a long time to buff themselves up to, eventually deal a good amount of damage, which is not great if you're just starting out your build. Ah, damn. We just found ourselves our very first thief. And he's even paired up with slime. The slime is a tad bit annoying. So this won't be a pleasant fight. I hate that the slime is playing support role to the thief. Since the weakened skill does suck. That debuff does stack, so my damage is suppressed for basically the entire floor unless I kill the slime immediately. Aside from the weakening buff, the slime inserts slime cards in your discard deck when it attacks you. And if you're feeling a bit unlucky, you might just draw a whole handful of it. And that's the thief down. And we just got back the gold that he stole from us. I wasn't hoping to face these three. They're a chore to deal with. Aside from being 3 enemies, they also add dazed cards into your discarded deck. I have experienced multiple runs where the dazed cards basically ended up killing me. I hope our Dark Orb can at least kill one of them once we actually got around using it. Either that or I die while I'm still waiting for it to charge its damage counter. I do hope it's the first one though. I really don't like that these are the elite enemies that we got, since they give out the dazed cards. Damn, with this luck, I might just die right here. Who would have thought that we basically would get a full dazed hand, huh? We can't even play anything. But I do hope that the relic that I get in the end is a really good one that will help the run. Let's go, very nice. They're finally dealt with, and we just barely survived that interaction. Oh, by the way, if you have certain relics, you get more options to choose in campfire floors. However, since I don't have any of those relics, I'll just settle with a sit by the campfire and heal instead of upgrading my cards. And I also just started, so I don't have any notable cards to upgrade. Oh nice, it's just a slime. This should be a relatively easy fight. And that marks the death of the slime of the 12th floor. Alright, this is the last floor before the campfires and the boss floor. However, I am kinda disappointed that they didn't get a mystery relic floor instead of these rats, since, a relic will always help us in the long run. Anyways, this should be a very easy fight too. That's one rat down. Just need to deal with the other one. Finally, the rats are dead. They were a chore to deal with. Since they don't have much damage, but I'm not getting lucky on my card draws either. Alright, it's our first boss time. The Act 1 boss that we got is the Hexagos. It's been a while since I fought the Hexagos, so I don't remember most of its fighting patterns, but I do hope that we don't die immediately here. The Dark Orb should be able to help us later in this fight once we've charged it a few times. And one of the first things that you should prioritize when playing a Defect is to make sure that all of your orb slots have orbs in them, even if it's just a dark or lightning orb. It will surely help you when dealing with them. If I don't bulk up enough, I might just die from this one string. It's like around 30 damage to it. I played the turbo card so I can play the Thunder Strike, which costs 3 energy, and I'm not sure if that was a good decision to play it here, since I'm gonna eventually draw a void card which absorbs one of my energies. Charged batteries should be able to help us in the next turn, since we just gained some shields in this turn and we're gonna get an energy next turn. However, I do hope my next draws are impressive, since what are energy good for if my draws aren't that good? This is actually a good card draw since the void doesn't have any energy to assure. Nice. We just need to kill the boss in the next 2 turns or we might just die. So if the boss gets its 6 flames up and running, we're not gonna able to survive the next attack. Oh, look at that! We just killed our first boss in the Act 1 boss actually. Nice. Normally, I would go for relics that provide me with more energy during fights, but I don't feel like choosing any of the first 2. I find the things that they remove quite useful, so even if the 3rd relic doesn't seem that great, I'll have to go with it. Sadly, we don't have any more time left for this episode. However, I will post the second part of this run as soon as I finish editing it. And with that, bye bye.